Well, hey lovely people, this is Sean. I'm at the lovely place and I made a lovely mistake, and I'm gonna show this to you so that you don't make the same mistake that I made. On my 1-year-old Rhino 15-foot 3150 batwing cutter, sadly, as you saw, I left it out in the weather. I had the best intentions of putting it in the pole barn that we built, but we just didn't account for certain things, and we had other equipment that I felt like took priority to be inside over this. We are planning on building a lean-to. As you can see, we have stacked up all the steel posts that I purchased so that we can make a lean-to out here for an equipment shed. But I should have tarped this, and I had no idea that just after one winter of being out in the weather that we would get this sort of surface rust on the bottom of this and on the chains and on some of the bolts as well, and the axles, sadly. So what I'm going to do today is what I should have done the last time I used this machine, and that is I'm going to, without power up here, I've got a generator, I'm going to pressure wash this undercarriage here and get all this grass. You can't leave moist grass on this, so this is exactly what's going to happen. And then I bought some brass brushes to put on the drill. I'm going to see if I can clean up some of the surface rust. I also purchased a product that you spray on rust, and it's designed to get rid of it. However, it's really designed to soak items in rust for a couple of hours, and I've seen it work that way, but I've never tested it just spraying it on a surface and seeing what it does. So stick with me and we'll see if we can get this looking better than it looks right now. We're going to use, for some power, we're going to use this Predator 4375 max starting watts with 3500 running watts. This was from Harbor Freight, and I purchased this when the framers were working on the interior of the pole barn doing some framing. They didn't bring a generator with them. They thought we had power up here, so I ran and grabbed it that day, and it's come in handy a few times, and today we'll see if we can make it work. So I've got a small electric pressure washer. It's just a real cheapo that I've had for other purposes. Unfortunately, my nice Honda, I think it's a 4000 PSI pressure washer, the pump went out on it. It's got a great little Honda engine on it. I think it's a 13 horse or 13 and a half horse, and the engine works great, but the pump on the pressure washer is no longer working, so I'm down to the electric one. And the only water we've got is in these two drums, these 35-gallon drums here, and neither one of them are totally full. This one's a little over half, and that one's about 3/4 of the way full. So we're going to see if we can, from gravity feed, go into the pressure washer, get the pressure going, and clean this up, and then we'll see if we can do anything about this rust. But yeah, I'm ashamed of myself for leaving it like this, and just let this be a learning experience for you guys. Don't think that you can leave your equipment like this. I can't believe that I did it, because if I'd have known it was going to do this, you know, I wouldn't have. But now you know, so you don't have to make this mistake. So let's do this. Let's clean it up. I've made a decision. This is for the birds. And for all you people with the last name Bird out there, I mean you no disrespect, but this is ridiculous. I'm going to go buy me a replacement heavy duty pressure washer that's ran on gasoline, good old petroleum, good old fossil fuels. That's what we're gonna do. All right, well, this video just turned into setting up this new 3000 PSI, what is it, 2.4 GPM Honda engine, but Craftsman brand pressure washer. So it's got a Honda CCV 170. I think it was close to 200 cc's, can't remember, but popped it open where I purchased it at Lowe's to see if it had oil included, and check this out, little bag of oil. Pretty cool. Never seen that before. So we're gonna set it up. I've only got 1 hour total that I have left to work today on this, and so my goal is to set it up, pressure wash the bottom of the cutter, and spray some Evapo-Rust on the surface and on those bolts, and see if when we come back, if it makes a big difference or not. All right, let's turn this puppy over. All right, here we go. So let's check it out. Here's the dipstick. I'm assuming that's where we're going to fill the oil. Let's see what it says here. It says the engine is shipped without oil, filled with oil provided. What did I just hear over there? Something fell. I grabbed some gasoline, non-ethanol, put an additive in there to hopefully always help the engine last its longest. This came with a 30-foot hose. Let's get the gasoline. All right. Yeah, got gas all over me. That's what you get when you fill it to the top. Oh, that's good skin treatment, you know? Just kidding, not good for you at all, I'm sure. Top it. Deal with that. Cool. Let's get the oil. Make sure that the filler plug is there, or the drain plug. We're just wanting to make sure that it's in and tight. If I can find it, I don't see it. Anyway, here's our dipstick, right over here. Don't drink this, it says. Very harmful if swallowed. Not a good idea. Isn't that lovely? All right. So let's see if we did the right thing. Read and understand it before you do it. Check the oil level by inserting, not threading, the dipstick into the filler neck. Inspect the air filter for oil. Replace air filter if it's wet with the engine oil. Check that spark plug cap is securely attached to the spark plug. We'll know that if it starts. Fill the tank with fresh gas. All right, yeah, fill engine with oil. The upper mark on the dipstick. Let's see what the dipstick shows. Here we go. It says do not thread it, so we'll just set it right there. Bring it down here. And she looks good to me. What about you? We'll go with that. All right. So, what else we got to do to it? Let's check out this air filter. It's there, it's in place. Let's put this top on it. Well, they just don't make them like they used to, do they? Plastic. Everything's plastic. This is, the handle's metal, but of course this section's plastic. So it goes over like that. Let's find these bolts. Hopefully they're in here. There's some instructions or something. This is probably what you put on there to wrap something around the hoses. Okay, there's those. So I found those. What's that? There's the, not sure what this is. We'll figure that out later. Just a little long, something to clean something out maybe. But let's get these on. Okay, how does that work? Does this come apart? Yes, it does. Okay, so we're gonna assume that goes in on this side. Yeah. I would say that needs to go. This thing would go on the outside, you would think, right? Come on, get back up there. All right, now let's pop this one on. We'll unscrew this. And we'll find the spot. Oh, I should come in from this side. I think, I don't know, I could probably do it either way, but for some reason these just make sense on the outside of it. I guess so they can get in my way. Probably would have been better on the inside. I bet the picture shows on the box what they recommend. And I'm looking at the box. I can't see it from here, but we gotta hurry. We can always swap that around. Okay, so that's on. The let's clean up our mess. Garbage, garbage, garbage. Instructions, is that's not garbage. No, we'll keep those. We may need that for something. Okay, throw this on the bed of the truck. All right, now we have the wand. We have this piece. This has got to go somewhere back here. I think I see a spot that it would go. Probably like right in here, I'm guessing. Oh, how sweet is that, right? Wow. Seriously? Maybe it does something different than that, but we're gonna go with that for now. No, that on the picture, that looks like where it goes. All right. got this wand. You know what's great about this spot here? It's a place it can leak. Just like that one I was using earlier. It was leaking. It was getting me wet, and that's why I was like, I can't do this anymore. I have got to get something more powerful, number one. And number two, hopefully something that won't leak on me. Let's hope not. Okay, come on. See that? There we go. It's working. So, this was purchased at Lowe's, and we'll see how it works. Again, it's a 3,000 PSI, 2.4 gallons per minute on the water. Here's my concern. Will I be able to supply 2.4 gallons a minute? That's the question. All right, let's look down here. Let's see if we can pop this on. So that's where this goes. I don't need that cover anymore. I'm guessing this is where the water hooks up. Not sure what the deal is with that. Let's look around it real quick. Picture on the box doesn't show, but the picture on the box does show these on the inside. I just saw that. Oh well, we want to be different, right? So where does the water hose go? I guess that should be one of the most simple answers that we've got. That certainly looks like that goes there. You would think down here. So I was thinking possibly that this would be where the water hose went. That doesn't seem to come off. This is where I just connected the supply line. But we'll look and see if we can find it real quick on the instructions. Go over and look at the instructions and check it out. That is the right spot for the garden hose, but look what you got to do. You got to pull off this little cap. Now you got a connection. I did not I did not know that that was just a cap protecting it until we could get water on it. So I just hooked the water up to the other tank because I had already begun to run this tank a little low. So we got a tank over here with about 30 gallons in it. I'm going to take the top off so we can let air come in there and get us a flow going. And we're hooking up the water down there. I like that it's low, real low. That way we'll have as much gravity feed as we can get. We'll bring it over this way just to straighten that water hose out some. Negative thing about this machine, when the hose is hooked, you can't lean it back to roll it good. Just notice that. But that's pretty well. That's pretty good. So I got to get the water on before we start it. All right. Valve is open, so we should have water going in. Let's see. clean this up after the use and you leave it laying around all winter, this is what your paint looks like at the end of one winter with this Rhino 3150. I want to see how much water I'm using so far. So this was at 3/4 of a tank, and now it's right down here, just about half almost. And so yeah, we're about right here. So that uses it very quick. I don't have a whole lot of time to do this, so I'm going to hit the other side to try to get the biggest chunks of debris off. We can always come back tomorrow and finish this thing up, but let's get the gunk off. This side's not as bad because it was actually sitting on the side where the sun comes in and hits it a lot, but still it's not good. As you can see, this thing really cleaned up very good. Now you know why it was worth me driving 25 minutes to go get a pressure washer that really worked. Major difference in how quickly we were cleaning there. But this is sad. Look at this. That is down to the metal. I really messed up. And again, a lesson learned. A very expensive lesson learned, if you ask me, because that definitely took value away from this thing. But you know what? I'll clean it up. I'll try to get some of this rust off, and then I may paint this under here. I think that would be smart. You know what would be awesome, especially since it's called a Rhino, What about the, you know, like truck bed lining? I'm not gonna name names or anything, but wouldn't it be cool to put some sort of a liner underneath this and see how that held up? I'm gonna keep cleaning a little bit, and this is just one of the chores off of the mini list on the list that we're doing, and we're gonna get back to some grapple work very soon. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of my days in the Air Force when I was washing airplanes. I went to, can't remember what we called it, wash bay, whatever it was. Anyway, it was a long time ago. I was washing T-37s, and they are really low to the ground. And the only thing that's different about this, and a whole lot better, is we use this soap that made your eyes feel like they were going to explode if the soap got in your eyes. And we'd be under there washing those things. And that was the least thing that we ever looked forward to in the Air Force as a crew chief, was washing the plane. Let's see about getting some Evapo-Rust on this and see what happens. It's called Evapo-Rust, super safe rust remover. Okay, let me read it a little bit. Non-toxic, okay. Let's not put it in our skin or on our eyes if we can help it. And okay, from what I've seen and read and looked at, you're supposed to soak stuff in this for a couple of hours, but let's see. This says larger gas tank derusting, pour 1 gallon and rotate gas tank every hour until the rust has been removed. Drain complete. That's the inside of a gas tank. Smaller tanks. Let's see what else it says. Pre-clean the item if it's oily, rinse the item and completely immerse the item to be derusted for 1 to 12 hours depending on the depth and the age of the rust. So we're not going to get to do that. What we are going to do is spray it on with a pump-up sprayer and see if it does anything. Yeah, it's going to be a little expensive test for 1 gallon of this. Maybe I don't have to use the whole gallon, but you know, I don't know, it's better than doing nothing. I've got some gel as well, some gel rust remover. Maybe I can put that on the bolts and it'll set there better. This is liquid, it's just gonna run right off. A gel would set on there and do its work, hopefully, much better. What I'm trying to determine is if it's concentrated at all. It just says 1 gallon. It says ready to use on these items. So that makes me think it's not concentrated, that is ready to use as is. Can I spray Evapo-Rust on rusted area? No. Evapo-Rust only works in the liquid form. When sprayed on the surface, the water in the solution will evaporate before derusting can be completed. It can, however, be sprayed on as a rust preventative. Well, that's good to know. It's not going to do the trick for removing this rust. However, it can be a rust preventative. So, you know, it'd be good to prevent this from rusting any further. So why not give it a go? Why not spray some and see if it'll at least maybe stop it at the moment. Okay. We're not going to use it all. I think just about a half a gallon should do what we need to do. All right, let's go to the other side and hit that one. It's quick, it's easy. Maybe it'll prevent it. If it prevents it, it'll be worth it. If it prevents it from getting worse, until I come over here and do some work on it at least. Check this out. Let's go here. Let's spray these axles, and let's spray these bolts as well. See if we can make those look better, or at least make them stop rusting as much. That can't hurt, right? Okay, so I did all about I can do today. We've got to get back. We've got 2 grandchildren to take care of this evening, and my daughter is counting on us so that she can go take care of her business. So we've got to hustle out of here, get back home, do that, and try to get back here tomorrow. Tomorrow, if I can get back here, I'll get some footage. We're gonna take these brass wire brushes that fit on the end of a drill, and I'm gonna try to clean up some of this rust and get it off of here, and maybe prepare it for possible painting or putting some kind of bed liner covering on, which would be freaking awesome. I wonder if anybody's done that. Please comment below if you have put any kind of bed liner stuff on your Rhino, or not your Rhino, but on your bush hog, your brush hog, whatever you call it, and let us know if it held up. Everybody here that watches these videos, all of our subscribers, I'm sure they're interested. Please don't ever do what I did. Don't ever leave your machine out in the winter uncovered, especially not cleaning off all the mud and the grass. Just a shame.